Morning, everyone. I just got up like an hour ago, so I was gonna do a 30-minute, get ready for the day flow, just warming up the body. So why don't you come onto your mats, and hopefully you have a block that you can use, an exercise block or a yoga block. If not, you just kind of wing it and make modifications as needed. We'll come onto our backs. And when you do that, just draw your knees into your chest, roll out your lower backs. Feels great if you just got up in the morning. Of course, you could do this 30-minute flow at any time. Good, and then let's reach the legs down the mat, reach the arms overhead, point your toes, take a full body stretch. And then hug your knees in again, and this time lift up your head and your shoulders so you're rounding out. And then lower the soles of the feet to the floor. Bring your arms next to the body with the palms down. And try to scoot your shoulders under. Really engage your arms so that your triceps are working. You're pressing the palms into the floor. And then just draw the belly in and up so your lower back is connected on the mat. Normally when we're laying, we have that little curve of the low back, but we want that connection so the abs are engaged. It's so important that you have that connection first. And then you're gonna lengthen your thighs away from you, press into your feet and begin to lift your hips. And then your back. And scoot the shoulders under. So this is a bridge pose. This is an active bridge pose. See how it feels for you? You're expanding across the chest, drawing the thighs away from you, pressing towards the inner side of your feet. If this bothers your knees, you could always point your toes out or even bring your feet a little wider. Try to relax the glutes. And we're gonna create a more restorative bridge pose here with our block, keeping it flat, scooting it under the sacrum, which is basically like the bottom of the pelvis. So not at your low back and not at the bottom of the tailbone. It's kind of like in the middle. And you'll know when you rest down on it, you'll feel some space created in the abdominal regions. It's a really nice, accessible back bend. Great way to get going in the morning. And I'm gonna actually just slide my legs down the mat, but this isn't for everyone, so if you don't love it, don't do it. The hip points press up, opening up this whole space here, scooting my shoulders under just for a second. Can get a lot done in a half an hour. And then place your hands back down if you move them. Slide your feet back. Of course, it's 6 a.m., so my brain's not like fully working, but let's lift the legs up one at a time. And this is actually a mini inversion. So we're reversing blood flow towards the heart. We can point and flex a couple of times. You can do some circles for your ankles. Reverse them. Good, and then bend your legs. Lower your feet. Begin to lift your hips up off the block. Slide it away. Of course, you could have been doing that with your block on its side, and you could have also been holding an active bridge and maybe lift up a leg or two, but that's a lot for the morning. And so now I'm really engaging my arms again. I'm gonna draw the belly in and start to lower down slowly, engaging core, upper back meets the mat, middle, lower. So I'm rounding out. And then hugging my knees in again, rolling. Good, so now you can roll to your side, either side, press yourself up and make your way to the back of your mat, coming to child's pose, bringing your knees wide, big toes together, starting to deeply stretch the spine, open up the hips, slide your hands away from you. This is where blocks come in handy, right? If you don't wanna force the head down. You can also double up your fists, see how it feels. Listening to your body. If your arms are extended, you could slide your hands out to the floor. Get a nice stretch for your shoulders. Take a deep breath in and out. On the exhale, softening your hips back and down. Should feel amazing. This is your resting pose. Still doing work though. And then let's come forward and make our way into downward dog. So it's your first one of the day, most likely, right? You're lifting your hips. You can rise up on your toes for a second. Oh, I just cracked my ankles. Heels soften down towards the mat. Wrap the shoulders out and back. See how you feel today. Take a second. Bend your right leg, soften the left heel towards the floor. And then switch. Give you that nice calf stretch. Good. Lowering both heels towards the mat. Take a deep breath in and out. Maybe take some yeses and nos with your head. Setting an intention for your day. Slowly walk your hands back to meet your feet. So when you walk your hands back, your momentum goes back. So your weight shifts back in your body. Try to shift your weight forward. Not hyperextending, softness in the legs. Grab opposite elbows, sway right to left. Opening up the shoulders a little more. Maybe you can bring your biceps towards your ears. And relax your arms down. Let's lift up to a half lift. Inhale, open the heart, tilt your hips up. And exhale, fold. And then arms come out to the side as you rise up. Good. And then hands come to heart. Awesome. So now you're in your first mountain pose. Pressing 4 points of the feet into the mat, growing nice and tall, really healthy posture. I actually have a heater in front of me. It's off the camera, but it was a little cold down here in my basement. So it's perfect if you have something like that at home, a little space heater that you could use so your body is a little warmer for stretching. And then arms come out and up. Inhale. Exhale, fold all the way down. And I'm literally wearing my pajama pants that I sleep in like every night. Lift up halfway. I'm not over analyzing how I look on the camera because if I do that, then I'll never put this content out there. So whatever. Exhale, fold, and then walk your hands up the mat. Come to your plank. And I know we're all our worst critics. Press your heels back. Pull the belly in. Reach the crown of the head forward. Just tapping into some slow breathing, inhaling and exhaling to the same count. Kind of takes your mind off the work that the body's doing. You're pressing the floor away, rotating your inner elbow points forward, tilting the pelvis forward if I didn't already say that. Heels press back, squeeze the belly, take a breath in. Exhale it out. You could be on your knees this whole time too and still working your upper body strength and core strength over time. How else could you get stronger, right? So that's the way to practice. Take another breath in. Exhale out. I think one of the reasons my planks have gotten stronger is because I'm always talking during them. So then when I'm doing a plank and not talking, it's way easier, using a lot of energy to do that. Take a breath in. And then lower down first, knees, hug your inner elbow points in, chest and chin. Heart draws forward, shoulders drop back and down. Hopefully the mic is working good. Lower down onto your bellies. I'm gonna scoot over a little bit. And I'm a little lifted because of my microphone, but you'll be laying flat on your chins. You're gonna slide your arms out and tent your fingers. You should feel a really nice stretch in your biceps here. And then tuck your right toes under and just extend your right leg back and do the same with your left, elongating the legs. Take a breath in, squeeze the belly, press the hip points towards the mat. See if you could just lift up your arms and your upper body. Squeeze the belly, pull your shoulder blades towards each other, pinching them together, then lift up your legs. So now you're flying in this version of locust. Strengthening the back, lifting up with your back strength. So we stretched our backs in downward dog. Now we're strengthening all those muscles. Lift up and lengthen and breathe. Don't hold your breath. You could do it. Take a breath in, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Good. Rest on your right cheek for a second. Try to relax your shoulders. My right shoulder isn't relaxed because of this microphone, so don't mind the way I look in it. And then just switch to your other cheek. Getting that gentle neck stretch. Come onto your chin. Bring your hands next to your chest. Pull your inner elbow points in. Bend your legs. Let them fall left to right. That should feel great on your low back. And then let's press back to child's pose. Knees could be together or wide. You could tent your fingers, lengthening the spine, and then coming to downward dog. Let's take a full breath in and a full breath out here. Maybe any little movements that are going to help you open up your body a little bit more. Big breath in and out. Bend your knees, look towards your hands, step or hop to the top of your mat. Forward folds. Lift up to your half lift, tilting the hips up. Squeeze the belly, support the spine. Exhale, fold. In this fold, you can reach for the calves. Elbows drop out. Gently relaxing your shoulders away from your ears. And then let's come up, arms out to the side. Press your feet into the floor. Rise up, hands to heart. Great job. And then let's lift up our left foot, just coming into a bit of balance for tree pose. Try to press the inside of your right leg into your left foot. So when you do that, it pulls your right hip in and up, strengthening the hip. Now you're working the external rotation of your left hip, softening and open. You can take your hands to prayer, even lower them a little bit and press them into one another. Getting a nice wrist stretch, arm work. Good, grow nice and tall. And then bend your right leg a little and step back and ground your left foot, bringing yourself into your warrior one with your legs, right? Finding that positioning, keeping your hands in prayer will actually help you work to square the body forward. The more you can draw everything on the left side, forward, the better stretch you're getting here in your warrior one. Try to wrap that outer edge of your back foot down. And then just press your right hip back with your right hand and reach your left arm up to the sky, creating a bit of a back bend or a crescent stretch, lifting up and out of the waist. Excellent. Now come forward. Keep pressing your right hip back and see if you can lift into warrior three. That left arm is reaching forward. Left leg is reaching back. Squeeze your thighs together. Reach your right arm forward too. Now you're in your full warrior three, creating a long line from crown of the head to the heel, squeezing the belly, working your balance, strengthening your leg, both legs, glutes, and then step back and find your warrior one. Now with both arms extended, lift up. Excellent. And then let's come to the floor. Step back to plank or three-legged plank. Go through chaturanga or knees. Find your downward dog. Nice and warm now. Bend your knees. Look towards your hands. Step or hop forward. Forward fold. Lift up to your half lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Arms come out to the side, all the way up. And then hands to heart. Now we're finding tree on the other side. So you're grounding through your left foot. Gotta check the time. Gotta take my kids to school. And then lift up your right foot. Press the left leg into it. Soften your right hip open. We're about almost halfway through this half-hour flow, morning flow. But you can do it in the afternoon or the night. Hold there. Draw the belly in. Soften your left leg a bit. Step back and ground your right foot. Warrior one. Remember, using your hands at prayer to square yourself forward. Draw your left hip left chest or right hip, right chest and right shoulder forward, grounding the outer edge of your back foot down. Draw the belly in, press your left hip back with your left hand, reach up with your right arm. Don't crunch down in your back, but rather lift up and out. And as you're ready, you're gonna press into some more balance and strength. So you lift up your back leg. You can point or flex. I like to flex to allow myself to level off my hips. If I rotate my pinky toe towards the mat, it drops my hips so they're level. That's warrior one, not a rolled open hip. Squeeze the thighs together, extend your left arm forward, create length and space in the body. Pull the belly in, draw your chin in slightly, reach, and step back to your full warrior one. Lift up and out of the waist. Relax your shoulders. And by the way, I am literally creating this flow out of my head based on what my body is telling me to do, right? For what my body needs this morning. Release the hands to the floor with, of course, a logical build up into movement and then a little bit of a cool down within our half an hour. Step back to plank, three-legged plank. And then let's lower through and come to downward dog. From here, breathe in and out. Slow yourself down. Take a second. Feel what's going on in your body today. Then lift up your right leg. Roll and stack the hip. Find your big extension here. And then step forward in between your hands. First, find a nice long lunge here. Press into your front foot. Reach your left heel back. Draw the belly in. Then rotate and ground your back foot. Place your right hand on your thigh. Reach your left arm ahead and come up to your really strong warrior two, where your feet are gripping the mat, drawing the mat apart nice and strong, strengthening your hips, softening your right hip open. Arms are strong. And then bring your elbow to your thigh and reach your left arm overhead, getting that amazing side stretch. Relax your left shoulder from your ear. Look up to the sky. So also, this could be a great warm-up for you if you wanted to move into maybe a more intense workout. This is an open twist of the spine. So you are getting a back bend, a side stretch, a hip strengthener. Come on back up, warrior two. Flip your right palm, lift up and back, straighten your leg, finding your reverse triangle here. Rolling the bottom ribs up. Good, and then we're gonna bring a bend into the leg, bring our hands back to the floor, step our back foot in a step or two, finding pyramid pose, lengthening out the back. So this is where you might use your two blocks. Reach your heart forward, inhale, exhale, fold over that leg. Hugging your hips towards each other. This should feel awesome. And then lift up. Scoot your left hand in front of your right foot if it's doable. Press your right hip back. So it's just working you into a balancing twist a bit, a revolved triangle. Let's lengthen, inhale. Exhale, roll the ribs to the right. Maybe extend your arm. Maybe place your palm on your low back. You have to squeeze your thighs. Lengthen out the spine. You have to breathe. You're working your balance and legs a ton. Good. Release your right hand down. And then let's just step the left foot up and right outside of our mat. Take your left hand in front of your left foot. Bend that leg and open your chest to the right. You might not feel much at first, but you have to shift your weight into your right foot and press your hip out. And you're getting this amazing stretch for the length of the right leg, the outer portion, the IT band, all the way down. And that's the leg that we were just standing on, doing a lot of work on. Amazing stretch for your back as well. Release your right hand down. Awesome job. Let's step that left foot in. Lift up to our half lift. Inhale, almost there. Exhale, fold. Arms come out to the side. Rise all the way up. Press your feet into the floor. Feeling super warm now. Exhale, fold. Lift up to your half lift and fold. You can take a jump back or step back through plank. Be careful. Lift up your hips. Downward dog. Once you're there, it's that left leg that's going to roll and stack and lift as high as you can and step it forward. Find that long lunge here. So while you're holding there, right, crown of the head reaches forward, heel presses back, draw your belly in, squeeze your thighs together. Heart reaches forward, breathe, and then rotate and plant your back foot. Bring your left elbow to your thigh, reach your right arm ahead, roll open. And you're coming into that, actually, warrior two is where I was supposed to go. Did you guys see the look on my face when I was trying to remember what I was doing? Soften your left hip open, reach your arms really strong. Relax your shoulders. We'll get to everything. I eventually remember everything. And then it's the elbow to thigh now, reaching right arm overhead, rolling bottom ribs up, relaxing right shoulder away from ear. So you should be feeling this crazy side stretch on the right. Huge stretch, especially if you're pressing the outer edge of your back foot down. And then let's lift up. Warrior two. Flip your left palm, lift up and back, straighten the front leg. This is a reverse triangle. Sliding your right hand down the leg, now getting into the side stretch of the left. And again, working the spine a lot, creating so much flexibility in your back for the day. And now our hands are gonna come to the floor, framing the foot, step your back foot in a step or two for pyramid. So if this is a lot for your hips or your body feels trapped a little bit here, you can step your right foot out a little to the right and make some space there. Pull your right hip forward and your left hip back, lengthen out the spine. Inhale, exhale, fold, chest to shin. Pressing your hands into the mat or the blocks. And then let's lift up, preparing for that twist if you want to take it. Bring your right hand in front of your left foot. Press your left hip back, lengthen out, big breath in. You always have to lengthen your spine before you rotate into a twist. And then exhale into your twist, maybe extending the arm up. So I have a lot of stiffness in my back. It's not very flexible. I'm not very bendy in the spine, and my twists aren't that open. But I work within what I can safely do for my body. That's what you should do. Place your hand on the low back. Feeling this in your outer left leg as well. Good job. Release your left hand down. So now we're going to take that right foot, step it outside of the mat. I'm just going to scoot over though. Place your block or your hand in front of the right foot. Bend that leg and then open your left chest. For some reason, this pose really confuses people. Shift your weight forward and shift into that left foot. Press your hip out. So the stretch is now outer hip down. It's huge. And if you don't feel it as much, maybe bring your legs a little closer. If you're super tight, bring your legs a little wider. Good. Release that left arm down. Bring your feet to hip distance at the top of your mat. Awesome. Lift up to a half lift. Exhale, fold. Let's come up slowly, chin to chest. Press your feet into the floor. Rise up. Good. Mountain pose. Awesome job. Take a breath in and out. We're going to start to slow down, cool down for a couple minutes, getting our half hour in this morning. Lift up, inhale. Exhale, fold slowly all the way down. Let's find a half lift once more. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step to your plank. Not your plank, your table. You guys could tell where my head is at today. Table has shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Spread your fingers wide, tuck your toes under, drop the belly, lift the heart up to the sky. Pull your shoulder blades towards each other, stretching the abdomen, opening up the front body as you breathe in. And then exhale, flatten the feet, round out. Stretch the back body as you exhale. Upper back lifts to the sky. Great spinal massage. And then you can actually take, as you come to neutral, you could take your hips out to the left and bring them back toward your heels. And then just do like one circle. You can feel that throughout your whole body, really. And then you come forward. Then you take your hips to the right. Come back all the way around. I really hope this is recording properly. Awesome. So now let's bring our hips back. Bring our legs out in front. And as you do that, you're going to flex your feet, grow nice and tall. Inhale, exhale, fold. Lead with your chest. Don't forget I have a hot heater in front of me also, so it's keeping me nice and warm. Lift up the chest, inhale. Exhale, fold. Press your heels away from you. And since you're probably doing this at home, when you're finishing this half hour, you can come into your own Shavasana on your mat, laying on your back, but I wasn't going to do that in the half hour. We'll just close it out in a seated position since we started off on our backs in bridge. Good, let's slowly roll up. And one more thing is working our arms and core. You can bring your hands behind you. Fingertips face the body. Wrists are under shoulders. You can actually come up into a reverse plank. Ooh, my mat is slipping. And as your hips lift, your arms are working so hard. I like to keep my chin tucked here. I feel like it doesn't feel right for my neck. Arms on fire. Core working like crazy. Lower down. Another option would be to take a reverse table, which would be a little more accessible, lifting up the hips like this and creating that straight, flat line parallel to the mat. Arms on fire again. Good. And then slowly lower down. And since we're already kind of leaning back, we'll just rotate our hands so they're a little more comfortable. Bring our feet to outer edges of the mat. Let our knees knock in. And let them drop left to right. Left to right. And the next time they drop to the left, you could pick up your left heel and just hook outside of the thigh and just draw the thigh and the knee away from you. Ooh, I just got a crazy crack out. Getting a really nice stretch for your hip flexors, your hamstring, your knee. Release that foot, come back up to center, knees fall in. They fall to the right. Pick up your right heel, hook it outside of the thigh, lengthen it away from you. You're also getting a nice little twist here. Good, and then release your foot. Bring your knees back up to center. And then let's sit up and we can finish it out with a little double pigeon if you want to try it. So I'm going to take my left leg on the bottom, really ground down, and your left shin should be parallel to the front of your mat, and then you're going to guide your right leg on top. If this is not even remotely doable for your body or your hips, you can extend your left leg out in front of you and cross the outer right ankle onto the left thigh and get an extended like figure four pigeon. So this has us kind of locked in. It has a stack of ankle over knee, knee over ankle. I'm resting my right arm on my leg to just apply a little bit of pressure. I'm going to close my eyes. Cooling the body down and releasing a lot of tension out of the hips. And as a result, letting go of some mental tension. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, you might be able to fold forward. I hear the footsteps of the children upstairs. Good, slowly roll up. If you're leaning forward, take your time, extend your legs forward, give them a little shake. So now the other side, if you were modifying, would be to pick up your left ankle onto your right thigh like this, and that should be amazing. Or you can take your right leg under, guide the left leg on top. Get that fire log stack. Feet are flexed to protect the knees. Really ground through the sits bones. Apply a little pressure there on the left. Close the eyes, take a breath in. Exhale it out. Maybe lean forward slightly. And now my son's playing the piano. So he decided to do some practice this morning. Awesome. So when you're ready, you're gonna uncross. Just come to a comfortable cross-legged seat. Hold on to your feet. Lift up and lengthen the spine. By holding onto your feet, this lets you relax your shoulders from your ears. Sit up nice and tall. Draw the belly in. Take a breath in. Exhale it out. Good. Bring the hands to heart. I hope you enjoyed this 30-minute flow. And come back for more. Have a great day. Namaste. Thank you so much. See you guys soon. Off to my day now.